To start, I have filed away any lifted product around the cuticle area from my previous set, and I have put a layer of base over the whole nail, which I've then let to dry to prepare for this tutorial. Here I'm going over with a thin layer of base, going right up to the cuticle. I'm only going to be doing 2 layers of this matte glitter, so I'm pretty confident that it won't get too bulky. As you can see, I've just laid my nail face down into the glitter. I prefer this method with glitter as it attaches better to the base and it becomes more compact, and it also lays down a lot flatter. I'm using a precision tool to clean up around the cuticle. This helps to give you clean, crisp lines and also remove any unwanted product around the edges. Dipped my nail again here because it still looked a little bit wet, so if this is the case for you, feel free to do it again until that base is absorbed. I like to use the soft Glamour Dip brush first when brushing off my glitters, any of the excess powder, and then you'll notice next that I use a stronger nail brush. The bristles are a little bit more firm. This really gets rid of any excess glitter that's hanging around and helps to smooth down that layer before doing the next layer of base. I like to tap the pottle of my glitters after doing a round. That way the glitter all comes to the top and it creates an even layer, ready for my next dip. here I'm pushing gently down on the glitters just to smoothen and flatten them out. I'm doing it without anything on my finger, but I would suggest perhaps putting a little bit of sellotape over your finger just to protect your skin. Now we're ready to encapsulate with clear. For the final layer of clear, I like to do the pour over method just because I find that it gives a thinner, smoother finish and is less bulky. You can see that I'm using that firmer bristle brush again. I feel like it's really important to get rid of as much excess powder that's just hanging around as possible before you seal. Where the product goes, it stays. So if you can get rid of as much of that as possible before you seal, it will give you a cleaner finish. I find the trick with seal is to make sure that your brush is fully loaded with the product. Don't wipe the brush on the side of the puddle, and just give a few quick swipes over the nail so that your brush isn't in touch with the nail when it starts to activate. I do another layer of seal straight after the first layer. Let your nails set for the required amount of time. I know when my nails are ready when I tap one nail on top of the other and they sound really crisp. This tells me I am ready to start buffing and filing. Now I'm using the Glamour Dip flame bit, and my drill is on the level 3, which is 3000 RPM. This is nice and gentle and slow enough that it's not going to damage your cuticle, but fast enough that it's going to remove product. You'll also notice that I'm following the curve of my cuticle as well. This way you're going to protect your cuticle and that sharp point isn't going to dig into your skin. I'm now using the tapered barrel bit on speed level 5, so 5000 RPM, just to get rid of any lumps and bumps and smooth that layer out, ready for the seal. I'm now doing the final layer of seal before I begin my nail art. My idea here was to do a double French mani, so just the outlines, So here I've used like a French tip guideline sticker, and I thought this would make my lines a little bit more crisp, especially that top one. You'll notice later that the white acrylic pen did bleed through a little bit, but I was able to clean this up pretty easily with a nail polish remover pen. To create the art, I'm using a Glamour Dip nail art pen. It's acrylic, which I love as I'm allergic to gels. And you can see it's pretty easy to work with here, although you do need a steady hand. I'm using a nail polish remover pen here to crisp up those lines and remove any of that unwanted product. This pen is filled with isopropyl alcohol, so it's strong enough to remove the nail art, but not harsh enough that it is going to disturb any of the dip. I'm going to encapsulate the nail art with another layer of base and clear dip to protect the nail art for long wear. You can see again here that I'm patting that clear layer of dip over the nail just to smoothen it up a little bit, compact it down and make it lay a little bit more flat. activating that encapsulated clear layer now, ready for the final top coats. I'm using the matte top coat to complete this look. I find with this top coat it's a lot thicker than the glow, so I only actually use one layer, and I find that this gives us a really good matte finish. Just like with your first layer of glow, try not to run that brush over the nail too many times, as this can cause your brush to harden. But I also find that with the matte, if you run the brush too many times over the top, it actually leaves brush streaks behind, and you can see those lines once your mani is finished. So just a few quick sweeps, and make sure you cap that free edge as well. And that's the final look. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.